What's up, chicos? I hope you're having a wonderful Monday. I hope your Monday is treating you great.
I hate Mondays.
And you know what today is.
When I come around, got the whole thing.
That's right, Meaningful Monday. We're going to talk about 3 important subjects, or actually 6, because pros and cons. Here we go. We're going to talk about the pros and cons of living in the U.S. Because, yes, there is cons to living in the U.S. I know you might be thinking, but come on, dude, the U.S. is the land of opportunity, the land of the free, and the home of the brave, and just like star-spangled banners and fireworks and big bald eagle flying crazy. You're probably thinking, my man, are you going to bash on us here in the U.S.? No, I'm not going to bash on you guys in the U.S., but come on, let's be real. I lived in the U.S. for about 24, 25 years, and I can think of so many good things of the U.S. and so many bad things. I mean, like, so many bad things in the U.S. Really, really bad things in the U.S., but I narrowed it down to 3 bad things and 3 good things. And I want to start with the good stuff. And so I'm gonna give it to you because it's a Monday. You're probably thinking, my man, I don't want to hear about this on a Monday. Like, I'm already stressed out. I had to deal with traffic, going to work. Or you're probably getting ready to work, and you're probably like, man, I don't even want to go to work. You're probably thinking of an excuse to call in sick and say, I don't want to go to work because it's Monday. You know how Mondays are. But let's just get to it. Numero uno pro of living in the U.S., opportunity. Oh, you're saying, what? Opportunity. Yes, it is true. If you're watching outside the U.S., you're probably thinking, oh, this guy is glorifying the U.S. Yes, I'm glorifying the U.S. because as far as I know, I've only lived in Spain for about 6 months, and I lived in other countries too, and I have traveled around the U.S., and I have traveled around here in Spain, and I have talked to people from outside of the world. Like, I talked to people from India, I talked to people from Mexico, from Guatemala, from Nicaragua, from all sorts of parts of the world, and they all say, wherever they're from, opportunity is really bad. And what I mean by that, yes, the U.S. is the land of opportunity. If you're an immigrant or non-immigrant and you're going to succeed in the U.S., believe me, you will have a successful future. Where it is in banking, where it is in business management, where it is if you have a degree or you don't have a degree, if you have the guts, the mentality, if you have the energy to get stuff done, you will get it done, you will be successful, and yes, you will become rich. Believe me, that's why I say the U.S. number 1 pro, opportunity, the land of opportunity. Yes, it is the land of opportunity. Why do you think so many immigrants, so many people are wanting to go to the U.S.? Because they know that they'll have an opportunity for a better life in the U.S. That's where they leave their countries behind, because they're saying, hey, I can make it in the U.S. I've talked to so many people here in Spain, and they say, my goal is to go and live in the U.S. And I'm like, that's a great goal. That's awesome. Good for you. Just do it the right way, because obviously there is a lot of illegal immigration. That's not the right way, but then again, that's another touchy subject that I don't want to get into because it's a debatable subject. And this is a Monday. Let's get something good in our system. Number 2 pro of living in the U.S., food. And you're probably thinking, my man, food. Yes, food. In the U.S., since it's so full of immigrants, it's also full of people from all over the world, you can find all sorts of food without traveling to the other side of the world. You don't need to go to India for some good Indian food. You don't need to go to China for some good Chinese food. You don't need to go to Italy for some good Italian food. Or maybe sometimes you do. You don't need to go anywhere in the world when you have your own little part of that world in your backyard. You can just be like, I'm going to head over to Trejos Tacos and get some nice tacos and some nice Mexican food. I'm going to go over to whatever. Name your favorite restaurant from that's now American food, and you'll find it, just because there's so many people that have traveled and lived in the U.S. and established themselves there and had the opportunity to open up their own restaurant. That's why you have so many varieties of foods in the U.S. So yes, number 2 is food. You're probably thinking, man, I'm getting hungry now. I'm going to start walking over and get myself some food. Go ahead, man. Go get yourself some food.
Get in my belly! Come on!
Number 3 pro of living in the U.S., and this is something that we have actually seen here in Spain that is completely different from the U.S., credit cards and credit line. You're probably thinking, my man, anywhere else in the world you can probably get a credit card or credit line.
Oh, and you're a regular Rhodes Scholar. Where was it you graduated from again? The University of Duh.
No, you cannot. I'm telling you, the U.S., if you know how to manage your finances and your money and invest it the right way, you will have a great future and you will have an awesome opportunity with your money. And what I mean by that, credit card and credit lines, yes, it can be a bad thing. But if you treat it good and you're good to it and you're making payments and you're actually knowing how to manage your money, it can get you out of a pickle. I mean, if you're having some tough times financially and you're probably thinking, my man, I need some money, and you go over to the ATM, you pull out your credit card, you put it in.
Show me the money!
You get the money out and you're just like, now I got some money to pay for my rent or for my food or whatever. That's the great thing about credit cards. That's pro number 3 about living in the U.S. All right, here we go. I'll give you 3 pros of living in the U.S. I'm going to hit you with the truth. Are you ready for the truth? Because I'm going to hit you with the 3 cons of living in the U.S.
What the truth? You can't handle the truth.
Number 1 con of living in the U.S., I'm going to tie with number 3 pro, is credit cards and credit line. Yes, it is a pro, but it is also a con. Because it can get you in debt. I mean, it can get you up to your throat or more on top of that, completely sunk in debt because you haven't paid or whatever, or you got laid off and you fell behind on your payments, and now you're stuck with a $15,000 credit line debt, and it just gets worse and worse and worse, and you start sinking more and more, and you're just like trying to get yourself out of that hole. You're not going to be able to because it becomes a really bad deal. You're probably thinking, my man, you really telling me this on a Monday? Like, I already have that to deal with. I'm just telling you, like, that's the con of living in the U.S. But if you know how to manage it the right way, then it becomes a pro. Now, let's get out of that subject because I don't want to ruin your Monday. Number 2 of living in the U.S., it's lifestyle. I know you're probably watching this, you're probably thinking, I'm heading to work, I'm going to get ready to work. I go to work at 9, I come out at 5, which is great. If you have a wonderful career, if you have a wonderful work environment, great, you're going to enjoy it. But if you have a job that requires you working floating hours, split shifts, dealing with some angry customers, barely spending time with your family, and I'm telling you from experience, I used to work in the food industry, banking industry, cell phone industry. I worked in all kinds, landscape, you name it. And the number 1 thing I hated about working in the U.S. was not having enough time to spend with my family. I hated not being able to spend time with my kids, with my wife, and just having a normal family and a normal life. I hated that because I had to be working almost every single day. The only day I had off was Sunday. And on Saturday, I worked from 9 to 2, and even still then, I couldn't enjoy it. Not only that, but everything is so materialistic. You have to spend money to be able to enjoy some time. You're probably thinking, no, you don't, but yes, sometimes you do. And it was just hard. So number 2 con of living in the U.S., lifestyle. Either you make it or it breaks you. Numero 3, con of living in the U.S., and I gotta say this, and believe me, don't take it wrong, but just hear me out. Immigration.
Say what?
And you're probably thinking, whoa, immigration, my man, look at yourself. You're an immigrant yourself. Yes, I know that, but hear me out. If you are an immigrant and you're having a wonderful life, I mean, you haven't committed any single crime whatsoever. You're paying your taxes. You're doing whatever. You're contributing to the community. You're you're doing all kinds of good stuff. It is so hard for you to get papers, to be a resident, to be a citizen of the United States of America. I mean, some of these kids that were born in Mexico and were brought to the U.S., they didn't ask mom and dad to bring them to the U.S., but they were brought to the U.S. for a better future. And they don't even know how to speak Spanish. They only speak English. And they're still being treated like immigrants. And they're still not residents. And they're still not citizens because they're immigrants. And that's one thing that I noticed completely different here in Spain, that if you come here obviously the right way, which is legally, you will be helped and you can get your residency in 3 months, citizenship in about 3 years or so. And so it helps out the immigrant, which in the U.S., I know you're probably thinking it's a touchy subject and I don't want to get into it, but there is a lot of illegal immigration. People are just trying to leave their country from whatever it is going on. I hate the media trying to put the Syrians are the only ones looking for refuge from their bad situation, but there's all over in the world situations where people are trying to run away from whatever crime filled city they have or whatever thing that's going on in their lives to make it into a better future. And that's why I'm leaving it there. Number 3, I don't want to ruin your day, I don't want to ruin your Monday, but those are my 3 cons and those are my 3 pros of living in the U.S. Now, if you like this video and if you like this channel and if you thought these 3 points were good and you're probably like, hey, I enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave us a comment on what you're talking about. Also, leave us a comment on what other subjects you want to talk about. I ain't trying to sound like Philip DeFranco, even though he's an awesome YouTuber. But we're going to be here every single day with a new video. We're vlogging family from Oregon, living now in Spain, so you can follow us here every single day in our adventures. If you haven't seen our other videos, I'm going to link it in the iCard. You can watch those too. Please, again, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, watch us every single day. We will see you tomorrow. And like my kids say, good night, ciao, hasta la vista. Actually, no, they say this. Chocolate! Ciao.